because you also got to stand this, bro. Like, I'm not a scammer, so it's not top of mind for me. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like when someone's doing that and as deep as what he's going, I'm just like. Now, I take accountability though.
I don't put you in that category of like scammers and whatnot. Like, you're not gonna see me, criticizing you on like courses and whatnot. Because again, you're a legitimate person. You got a degree in business and whatnot. If you decide to give a program or a course on business and whatnot, it is like you have that experience to do that. Like, you got an MBA or something like that. Like, I won't put you in that category, right? But it's mainly stuff like this that we talk about, where it seems like you're giving guys like this a huge leeway where it doesn't need to be. And some of it, because you got a huge percentage of fans that are women too, and they're looking at this like, bruh, what? Like, clearly this guy has got some flaws, and you're giving this much leeway. I mean, even before, like, he lost his job. That's horrible, right? But like some of the shit that he was saying, that's you gotta be like, yo, something's not making any sense, right? And it was during that 5-hour live stream. So I would give it a grace period, like at the start of the live stream where he was going into the sob story and whatnot, fine. But then when we got into the receipts part, and then he starts going into the receipts and things not start matching up, then I'm just like, okay, hold up. It goes from, I'm feeling sorry for you to like, maybe you're the problem.
I was right. I was very right about dang near everything when it came to talking about Aaron the Ninja Turtle, who crashed out in a balloon popping show over a week and a half ago, or whatever, how long ago it was. And I've also started to notice and realize pretty much every talking point that I brought up in my longer video, which I wish it could have been a little bit shorter. All these popular streamers and YouTubers have now started echoing a whole bunch of the things that I was saying in that video. Boy, it was almost like I had spoke the prophecy right into existence, which quite frankly, it was very easy to predict.
If anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
and
ain't
the one
my
that
type.
You wanted popped
if I seen, that's fine.
So
That's totally fine.
Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this man
you can't do that. You can't do that though, baby.
Okay, I'm with her. At this point in time, I was with her. I was like, listen, get this man out of the face. I mean, man, this dude need to go sit down somewhere. I can go pull $100,000 out. Then why are you here? You can go pull all this money up out of the bank account. Why are you on this show, homie? You got to be doing this for clout at some point in time. If you got this much money, you a scammer. He's scamming folks. He ain't cleaning no toilets. This dude cleaning pipes. Different types of pipes. Probably doing it on OnlyFans, as far as I'm concerned. This dude's probably doing some questionable behavior on the side if he really can pull that kind of money out. I don't believe it. This dude is all cap.
Let's get into his GoFundMe. Now, mind you, this GoFundMe is how I came across this story. The Pop the Balloon story is something that happened a couple of weeks ago. What made it viral was him informing people on his Instagram, him uploading this GoFundMe saying that he was fired from his workplace because of 500 people called in because they were mad at the results of the show. They were mad at his demeanor on the show. There's something that I absolutely, but Duke, you did just say something I want to circle back to. You said he didn't fool you. See, here's the thing. He fooled everybody. How? He lied about getting fired. He lied.
Just because you, MTR, caught wind of this late apparently, and you started believing that that's why he got fired, or that's why this whole situation got viral, does not mean that's why this went viral. He went viral because of his actions.
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual. So that's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm glad you have a great day.
Thank you, Queen. You too. You're not really my type. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No disrespect.
But if I seen you in public, I wouldn't reach out to you.
Totally fine.
Yes, ma'am. Women I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms.
Don't do too much.
Hey, I'm just being honest,
Don't do too much.
I don't like that. That's all I was looking at. You trying to say if I'm looking at particular body parts.
You just wasn't looking at my eyes.
What it is.
That's
I was looking at the hair on your
Anyways,
arms,
she asked me the question.
Yes.
Those clips is why he went viral. Had nothing to do with the GoFundMe. Hell, most people didn't even know about the GoFundMe until multiple days after the original clips were getting reacted to all over YouTube and throughout social media. It got mega viral after that. More people start talking about it because it's like, damn, man, that guy from all those crazy clips that we saw from that balloon popping show? Guess what? He's scamming now. It didn't start with the scam. So stop lying. Yes, the show aired weeks ago, but it didn't go viral until literally about 10 days ago, dog. Dude, you can go back to just my timestamps on when I made the video. He went viral like a day before I released my very first video. And then I released a video about him getting fired a day after everybody found out he got fired. Like, that's when that happened. So, I mean, my thing is, look, that is not what's going on. You keep trying to push this idea. It's sort of like if you lie enough, you will start to believe it. You keep trying to repeat this same point and keep beating it into other people's heads to where they're like, yeah, that's really what we were talking about. We were just mad that he got fired, right?
This guy already, right?
I'm the first one to say that he never got fired from anything.
Nobody gave a damn about that. He went viral because he was acting like a buffoon on that show.
And I was, she someone that's your type?
She all right. If you're not it, that's not it. You know,
Cool.
The one that is it, I'm gonna let it be known.
Okay.
You know, for surely, yes.
Respectful.
Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
I do real estate and property management.
I live downtown.
So what you do ain't
I live
nothing compared to me.
downtown. I stay by myself, Queen. You know, and you're not even qualified to be even
You
dealing
say
with me.
everybody not qualified.
You definitely not.
He was embarrassing all men. That's why he went viral. Had nothing to do with him getting fired.
Right. So listen, you know, we 3 levels deep, baby.
Okay, so let me ask you,
We 3 levels deep.
Why is it though that you gave him such a big leeway? Because you did. You can't just sit there and deny that. Because a lot of people
Because Duke, I thought at that time, just like everybody, that he got he got fired because he was an asshole. I legitimately thought that. You legitimately thought that.
Now, yes, because you were an idiot and you kept trying to dive into the fact that, like, oh my God, you know, man, you got fired, and man, I'm just trying to figure out and find some receipts on that. Yes, that became a topic of discussion later. Now, sorry, this video is going to be all over the place today because I've been recording it in different times. You'll see me in different clothes, all different things. So like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like any of my comment or contents today. So, hey, you know, hopefully you enjoyed this video though. So, I mean, you're being disingenuous with this whole take. That's why that's why Duke kept trying to say, like, that's not what we're talking about. You kept trying to say that this was what everybody was fixated on and that everybody got tricked. Not everybody got tricked. You got tricked, sir. You.
Like, if you want to criticize me because I believed him that he really got fired, then you just said a second ago that you believed it as well.
But MTR, we're going back to the firing. I agree with you on that. We got bamboozled on that. But I'm talking about like some of the other things that he said that clearly proved that this guy, he wasn't 100%. He lied to you like 4 times. Not just you. He lied to you and your fans like multiple times. Some people in your fan base, they caught it. Like, look, you would look at the
They did.
They were like, "Oh,
It's smart fan base."
Not everybody. Can't throw everybody into that mix. Because first of all, you just honestly, I really believe that you just wanted to believe that this man and his behavior on that show was justified. You actually believe what he was saying was cool. You thought the way he was moving on that show was all right. His feminine behavior, his retorts, his comebacks, all that stuff was like, you know what? He should talk back to them foul ass women. Those modern women, they shouldn't be able to talk to him any type of way. That's what you felt like. You and all your red pill fans, and you kept trying to say, and you keep trying to deny your red pill, dog. Stop it. Stop it. You denying your red pills the same as Myron forgetting the fact that he's gay. Like, dude, man, just acknowledge it. All your content is like that. You're like, man, I call out men now. You only call out men when it has to do with him being dealt with by another man. That is it. You never deal with it when it comes. So there's never been a situation where a woman has proved a man wrong on your platform. Except for when Queen of Accountability called you out.
I did not talk about it initially because I wanted to investigate before I started to support someone who's telling us a story that is so believable that you want to donate. So what I first did, MTR, is when he created the GoFundMe a week ago, I looked at the GoFundMe and he emphasized that he does humanitarian efforts to single mothers, fathers, veterans, disabled. And, you know, it didn't sit right. He bolded only that part because when you're reading the whole paragraph, you're inclined to go right to the bolded part. This man is helping out veterans and people that need his help. And so I need to donate. And I just felt like that kind of reminded me of Rhoda Osmond. I said, maybe they're related. Maybe this is her cousin because this is so believable. So I did my research. When I went to Aaron's Facebook, I noticed that everything on his Facebook was about him, his body, working out, doing pull-ups, sit-ups, doing push-ups, everything related to fitness. I was looking even for the picture he used on GoFundMe of him in his uniform. There was no videos, no posts of any of this humanitarian work that he's being praised for. I'm sure a veteran or a single father or a single mother or a disabled person would have said, hey, this man helped us in our time of need. But I didn't see not one receipt. So we know that a lot of his exes came out and they gave us a little bit of tea, and that helped me to do more research on him. When I did a check on Mr. Sloan, I didn't see a license on file that's connected to his information. And being in education over 11 years, we know all about education. It's linked to your social. If you got a license, if you got a degree, it's going to pull up in any background check. Don't see one for Mr. Sloan. Never even
So you're saying if you're certified, it's easy to find these things. It's like probably like a database that you can go into to assure that he's certified. Is that what you mean?
That is correct, MTR. Like if I wanted someone to do a facial, I'm going to go to a licensed esthetician. Right. But before I get her services, I'm going to verify that she does have an active license in that state. Anytime you sit for a license or you sit for or any exam, it's going to be public record. I just didn't see one for him.
But all you're going to do is give her a shout out. You're never going to acknowledge the fact that women ever prove men wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Go back to your videos. Oh yeah, when a man is proven wrong, it's only when there's another man involved in your content. That is it.
But at the same junction, when you say not go hard on the guys, I mean, if you look back on the content of the channel just over the past couple of weeks, there's been multiple times where I've called out guys. I got a video up here 2 weeks ago. Simp man rage quits after failing to intimidate man. I have another video. Emotional man gets humbled by logical man. Shout out, what's this brother's name? This podcast. Forget the name of this guy. That's no disrespect to him, but it was two guys having an argument, and I called it out. I also got content where I react to dudes fighting over something, and I'll label it like fake tough man. Da 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 da. Shit, I just did the reaction to Wes Watson.
You want to know what I find ironic? What I find ironic is the fact that Queen of Accountability was able to dish out all this information live for MTR and help him out with his investigation on this dude. But quite frankly, if it came down to a woman that he would love and appreciate in real life, if like Queen of Accountability, I don't know what she looks like, but if she was out there literally looking like Megan Good in her prom, he still wouldn't date her, even if she had the brain of that. You know why? Because it's too much of a mothering and nurturing nature, because that is what moms do. Moms are very investigative. They're very instinctive. They know things deep down. They know when it's like, you know what? I call BS on that. I'm going to look into that and find out some more information. And guess what she did? She found out that information that somehow that he couldn't pick up on. She could sniff it out from the start, just like most of us out here on the YouTube sphere could figure out that this dude was full of doggy doo-doo. Like, it wasn't that hard to figure out. All you had to do was literally read his body language. You want to act like that's not a real thing? Like reading somebody's body language and how they are performing and acting in real time is not how somebody would really, show their true character. That's how you show somebody's true nature. Not everybody is a completely great actor. Not everybody can go out there and just two-face it up. Most people are going to show you who they are. When they get pressed, when they react under stress, that is who they are. I mean, I just don't know how you don't get that. But quite frankly, it's just a shame. It's just really a shame. MTR is a slave to the red pill. He's a slave to it. He is truly indoctrinated with it. He finally had a lot of smoke for Aaron whenever he understood the finesse. When he finally figured out that this man was just screwing you over, he had all the smoke then. But sadly, he wanted to just believe Aaron because he was a man. He was on that just believe all men, brigade and all that crap. When really, he acts just like all the feminists him and his pill popping fan base hates. Also, somebody please help me understand, because I just got wind of the whole GoFundMe like last night. I finally actually looked at the link and saw the photo of the GoFundMe yesterday. And I'm still trying to figure out how anybody thought this guy was a plumber. I've never seen a plumber wear a highlighted jacket before, ever. Does he look more like Bob the Builder, or does he look more like the Mario Brothers? Somebody explain that to me. Which one does he look like more? And I think you will find and get your answer. They hate feminists. They hate the whole believe all women team. But guess what they are? The exact same characters. They're the exact same people. The exact same. They are no different. But they can't look themselves in the mirror and realize that. And that's what the true shame is. And that's why people get so irritated with that content. Now, you got some people who are just all in, punch drunk, loved all over just because they just can't get enough. They need more of the Kool-Aid. They need more of the Jim Jones. They'll go out there and go true Heaven's Gate. But, they're willing to die for the cause. They're out there buying the black Nikes right now. It's really a shame. It really is a shame, because at this point in time, it makes me feel like MTR is living a faker life than Hamza. If you don't know who Hamza is, he's a younger influencer who is basically telling all these young men how to make money, what's important in life, what's great in relationships, the things you should focus on, when he didn't believe any of it. Just revealed it on the Chris Williamson podcast a couple weeks ago. This man believes none of his stuff. He doesn't even know who he is at this point in time. And he's not even 30 years old. Lost. Mentally gone, doesn't know who he is. just lost in a sunken place. We're going to have to get a really long fishing rod to get that man up out of there. He is trying real hard to dig deep and find himself now, because quite frankly, he's been lying to himself so long. He realized he was indoctrinating himself with ideas and ideals that he doesn't even believe in, which is truly sad and scary. But that's what I was talking about, the whole point of being one of those crazy lying type of people, because those people will talk themselves into believing the things they don't even believe, because they will just repeat it over and over and over again. That's why I kept saying he needs to stop bringing up the fact that this man was fired, and that's what led to the virality of this moment. It was not. What led to the virality of the moment, once again, is the fact that he was acting like a baby. That's what led to it. The fact that he didn't know how to hold his frame and be able to take some very common, basically not even disses, just the fact that they just refused him and they turned him down. The women said no and they popped the balloon, and because that irritated the sound in his ears and his eardrums hurt a little bit and they got a little achy, he went full baby mode, full crisis control, and went out there and went full blown bitch. What's so crazy is that these red pill idiots got tricked by one of the most obvious and stereotypical goons you can find outside of the liquor store. Apparently, I was wrong defending this man losing his job, because apparently this man didn't even have a job. He was working as Rob the Builder, like Rob with an R. Because his work status was just as good or about the same as El Chapo. MTR said this man fooled the whole country. Not us here at Ran-DomU, not the ones who didn't sleep through last week's class, the ones who were awake. We were very educated and very well prepared for this moment. MTR also said, have you never been lied to before?
The thing is, if people want to say, you should have known. Has no one ever lied to you ever in your life?
Yes, everyone has. But usually when you look back in hindsight, and yes, hindsight is 2020, it was still pretty obvious. That girl you used to date or talk to that kept saying she wasn't cheating on you, and you believed her. But even though you believed her, it was still pretty obvious by the way she was basically stroking those men that she was hugging up all the time that there was something more to that. So apparently you called Aaron Ninja Turtle's, ex-girlfriend and apologized, or you contacted her some way, somehow, and apologized to her for the things that you said on your platform, which, rock solid. Kudos. Way to do the right thing. But why did you have to call her? Why did you say those things? I know why you said those things. Because it's already baked into your mind and ideology that she was tripping. Because women just lie.
Shit, there was a discussion of man versus bear not too long ago. And I think to understand that man versus bear shit and to see that is actually being quantified by modern day educated women is scary to me. Right. And I think that is what can go into why 500 women would call into his job.
Y'all want women to get talked bad to so much. It just reeks of mommy issues. And I know that really irks some of y'all when y'all listen and hear that stuff, because you're like, I don't have mommy issues. Yes, you do. You maybe don't have mommy issues. Maybe just that girl that you liked and you beat your meat over and over again, against your computer every night for 6 straight years, didn't like you, and she started sleeping with your best friends all over the place. I'm sorry that you went through that kind of trauma. But there's no need to lash out and take it against all women out there in the world. Women just make up stuff all the time on good, honest men, no matter how shady or erratic their behavior is. That's why people are upset. That's why I know I got frustrated by listening to your takes, because, dude, you will only believe the guy. You took him at surface value. Like, he didn't have to provide any receipts. Now, thank God you decided you want to go back and be like, yeah, I need some evidence, homie, before I'm like, hey, go donate to this guy, which, thank goodness you didn't contribute to that. So that's the only props I could probably give you here. Other than that, you attacked this woman because you were just like, she's clearly lying. She's clearly capping, because why wouldn't she? So of course she's going to lie up on this good black man here. Because that's just what women do. Modern women, they all lie. They all fandangle people into just believing whatever jargon that it is. Me too is what you're out there probably screaming in the back of your mind, which there is no me too. All the receipts are out there. Homie was violent, crazy, got crimes in 7 different states, all sorts of different penalties out there, which, look, I get it's kind of hard to get all of that information ahead of time, but that's why before you do these live streams that you get a little bit more information. And especially when you're a full full-time YouTuber. If you're not working a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 9 or 9 to 8 or whatever like me and a whole bunch of other YouTubers out there, you're not going to have all the info. That's why sometimes I have to wait later to come out with my videos because I need more time. Sometimes I'm going to be a few days late because I'm not going to have all the information, and also my content is mostly to troll sometimes, so it's not always going to be based in lathered in facts, because a lot of the times it's just riddled with slight dark and subtle humor that hopefully you get it, but yeah, sometimes you don't. Toxic finds more toxicity, and that's what they did. They had that good old hood love, and it was just a travesty. Aaron admitted to all of this stuff, so anything that anybody's debating that I was talking about, he already admitted right to the Simps Army champion captain general himself, MTR. So basically, if y'all have any doubts or any rebuttals to the things I'm saying, go back and listen to them live streams. He gave you all the answers when he was sitting there being interviewed by MTR. He admitted to it. He admitted to stalking his girlfriend.
Those things are going to overheat after a while. Is it true that you put a smartphone in the car and you press the record button and just threw it back in there?
No.
Okay, blatantly, she's just making that up.
Listen to what he just said. No, she's making that up. In her car all the time. I did know that the location was on the phone. Yeah, I always got location on both of my phones, but that's how I was finding out she was driving around too. Yeah.
So she's not lying. There was a phone in the car that tracked where she was.
The phone. After he just got done calling her a liar.
He admitted to it right there. He was tracking her with his phone. He placed another phone in her car and put on the locations. When he said and claimed that he didn't even know how to turn on the locations, well, how did they find the location? Because you knew what you're doing and you tracked her. This was some next level creeping now. I mean, this was reeking of insecurity. I'm going to kill you type of bitch energy. That's what all this reeked of. It was really scary because people like this are scary. That man was muscle bound. He could have popped probably one of his girlfriend's heads with his biceps and forearms alone. And he was trying to coerce her back into, I'm telling you, I don't trust this guy. This is the kind of guy who's unstable. I mean, this is the guy who's a control freak. I'm telling you, when he wants your snatch to be as clean as a bowling ball, I'm telling you that these kind of individuals, they cuckoo. Also, another thing about Aaron, the guy who looks like a turd that was stepped on halfway through. Guys, I don't know how y'all don't pick up on the fact that any man, and I know women already understand this, that says that I fell in love with this woman and they haven't even been dating for 2 months or a month is crazy. He's nuts. That man has attachment issue. That man is a stage 5 clinger, as they would say. He won't leave you alone, and that's why he was tracking that woman. That's what makes those stories so easy to believe. This man admitted to being in love. He was in love. How? There's no way the cheeks were that good, dog. There's no way she got you that fast. Unless you just... Okay, there are people who are like that, but all of them are cuckoo. Every single one of them are psychopaths and serial killers. Anybody who gets that attached that fast just by the fact that they either kissed a woman or infatuated a woman. The man was walking off the set holding that woman's hand as if they had already been on like 15 dates. They had already been on the 51st dates in his mind, but no, you just met her. MTR also says we have a Black American male crisis. You are here trying to build your MT army of simps. That's what's wrong with the people. They're out there following guys like you, a man who hasn't been in a relationship in the last 20 years. And I'm not one to talk because I ain't big on the, long relationships either. So my track record ain't great, but I am also not trying out here to promote a message that's leading all these loser ass people into my chats. I got all these dusty ass trolls crawling over to my comment section, calling me simp master bootlicker and all this stuff like that, man. It's people like y'all that leads to these people with this mindset that thinks everybody is simping, that thinks being nice to women means you're a simp. Don't buy women nothing. Don't treat them kind. Make sure you're negging them, calling them names. Make sure you're out there shoving them to the side. Say, get in the kitchen. Make me a sandwich. Be my slave. That's what y'all want. Y'all want a servant. Y'all want a slave. I'm sorry, that's just what you want. You want somebody who will only abide by your rules. Don't leave the house, please, because if you leave, you might leave me, and I can't have that happening because then I might kill, because men are prone to violence. You know why? Because we're men, we're masculine. No, you're just psycho. That's what's wrong with y'all, man. You leading a whole army of simp crazy ass lunatics out there. That's what's going on. I don't know if you pay attention to a lot of people in your comment section, but that's who they are. They're the fresh and fit people. They're the same individuals who are so petty they come to my channel and they get angry They can't take it. Any video that's attacking their masters, as they would say, oh my God, they can't handle it. They will lose their minds. So, I mean, you out there getting finessed for money. She probably found out in 5 minutes that this man was poor. When she walked out of that show and saw the company van, she knew that man was capping. He ain't got that kind of cash flow. I wonder what kind of ride he got out there. If he got the company van out there, is that what he pulled up in? He ain't got no 100 racks. The American incels finally had a brand new hero. And this Negro really wasn't shit. This man admitted that he wasn't even paying for rent when he was living with that single mother. This man was paying for the light bill and giving up some money for gas. That man wouldn't even barely pay for an Uber. He didn't have money. He was broke. This man was a whole bum. Supposedly had all this money in a company car and he didn't even have his own place to live. What is that? Apparently this man even put sugar in this single mother's gas tank. I wonder where he got that idea. Probably when he was getting sugar put in his tank when he was in prison. Brokeback Plumbing. This would have been a really great name for his plumbing company if he was actually a qualified plumber. Unfortunately, this man was about as qualified to be a plumber as Martin Lawrence and Will Smith were qualified to be exterminators and bad boys too. This man also, you kind of find out he has a kid. Out there denying, oh, I ain't got no children. Apparently, you've been knocking women up. You've been spreading that seed, homie, out there trying to plant a whole garden. But what I find the most interesting is this woman that he was with was a baby mama. True 304, as they would say out there. And she didn't look better than not one of those chicks that was on the balloon popping show that he was like, you all right? Yeah, she looked worse than all of them. And I'm not one to sit here and try to really denigrate her because this isn't her battle. But I'm just saying, dog, like really, I mean, that's how I know this man was petty. I knew he was butthurt as soon as they started popping those balloons. Every pop was just making his blood vessels burst and he just could not take it. I mean, look, I get it. That would be heartbreaking as well. Like you going out there and people just popping balloons as soon as they look at you like, damn, man, how ugly am I? Am I, oh my, what's wrong with me? It would do some things to you. But I mean, he displayed all that behavior. I called all of this out. Y'all think so little of women. I'm pretty sure that most of y'all just gay. You're gay. I mean, yeah, I sound just like those modern women y'all talking about saying, oh, y'all just gay and y'all got a little, all this stuff like that. Yeah, sure. Maybe I sound like that because you know what? Maybe they right. Maybe they are correct in their assessments when it comes to y'all's mentality. Y'all's mindset is so pathetic. Y'all are the reason, once again, why the women would choose the bear in the woods. Run far, far, far away from him. You don't want to ever get lost in the woods with this type of guy. He's the kind of guy that makes women choose the bear over the man in the woods. Like that's why this is what it is. People over here mad as hell at the women over here saying, why would you choose a bear? You know what a bear would do to you? Most of the video is hyperbole, y'all. Do y'all not get jokes? Most of y'all don't get sarcasm. Y'all just don't get it. You especially don't get no dry humor.
Shit, there was a discussion of man versus bear not too long ago. And I think to understand that man versus bear shit and to see that that is actually being quantified by modern day educated women is scary to me. Right. And I think that that is what can go into why 500 women would call into his job.
Y'all don't get anything. Y'all don't understand jokes because you ain't funny. Y'all are the same people who keep trying to crack jokes and nobody laughs in your friend groups. Well, actually, y'all don't have friend groups. You got circle jerks. That's what you have. You don't have anything that resembles real friends. Your closest thing to a woman that you're going to get is those AI bot girlfriends that you can see that are underneath every other YouTube, thumbnail. It's one of those bots that they say, hey, sign up for free. We'll chat you up all night long. That's the ones that y'all are looking for. It's the only companionship that you're going to find. I bet back on AOL Instant Messenger, you used to talk to the actual bot. You used to talk to Tom from Facebook. I bet y'all actually used to send him messages. That's how sad and worthless y'all's lives are because y'all spend every day going in the comment sections, going from stream to stream to stream, mad, angry as hell at all the guys out there trying to say, oh, you're just speaking up for women. You're a simp. No, you're a loser. Y'all really are. I had a crazy question brought to me, and it was on the Gray Pill podcast that just aired the other day. And it was, who would you rather take to the strip club? Would you rather take Diaper Man Brandon Jamal, or would you rather take Aaron the Ninja Turtle from the balloon crash out? Well, if I actually had to decide, I'm actually going to take Ninja Turtle Aaron, because I'm not going to take Brandon Jamal anywhere. I can't take that guy anywhere. He's not safe to take around you anywhere in public around women. He is a flight risk. He's one of those people who's going to have security constantly hovering around your group, wondering when y'all are going to snap and start breaking pool sticks everywhere and just going crazy. He's the kind of guy you would have to look and make sure that he doesn't roofie somebody's drink because they denied him out early in the club. He is the chick, or he's the guy who would actually slap a chick across the face in public. Can't have that guy around. Not good. And he has no riz. He's not someone who knows how to talk to women whatsoever. He is sissified all the way to the max, and that dude is overly sensitive. The first chick that would, like, you know, turn him down at the strip club, or anybody he's trying to talk to or holler if we decided to go take a night out, he would just lose his mind. And quite frankly, he'd make it awkward for the rest of the night, spending the rest of the night bitching, probably drinking way too much, getting even more rowdy. And then once again, we'll have security knocking on our, you know, shoulder saying, hey man, get your boy. Now Ninja Turtle, he more than likely is going to end up doing something probably similar, but I feel like he would at least know how to conduct himself, or at least a nice, you know, evening out. Plus, he's a major simp. So the thing about him is he's at least going to probably say some nice things to at least keep some women around. Plus, you need somebody who's big, you know. He might snap, and in case we need to whoop some ass, he might be good to have around. Just saying, he needs somebody who might be able to kick somebody's face in, even though he's got them itty bitty legs. But still, I mean, hey, I can do the kicking as long as he'll just do the punching. I mean, my wrist ain't made for it anymore. They done been stepped on too much playing football. But just saying, I would have to probably take Ninja Turtle. Look, another reason why I couldn't take Brandon Diaper Boy Jamal out is because the dude carries diapers everywhere. Like, you can't have somebody in your friend group carrying diapers around. Dude's got, like, you know, 3 cases of diapers in the back of that Charger. No. Hell no. I'm not going to be associated with anything like that. The last thing I'm ever going to go down is like a pedo. People over here calling me that on my last video, talking and trying to defend Kai. So no, no sir. Now, Ninja Turtle Aaron, I don't think he would actually put hands on somebody in public. Now, he might put hands on somebody. Just, I don't think he would be there. I think he would wait. He'd probably be one of those that lashes out, starts breaking plates and, you know, all sorts of chinaware all over somebody's kitchen, just making it an absolute walking nightmare later on, because if you walk somewhere in the middle of the night, if you were drunk, you're going to stab your toe, that kind of stuff. He is that kind of risk. Like, I think he would snap with the woman alone. At least with Aaron the Ninja Turtle, I think he could actually rizz up a chick. Actually have us, you know, some women around the table. You know, we get some bottle service. You know, we really trying to, you know, fake it up out there since he done stole all that money off that GoFundMe that y'all gave to him. So we could really have a good time. I'm just saying, he can actually at least talk to women a little bit. But once he starts calling them queen and stuff like that, he would really ruin the vibe. But I think we could get him through at least one evening. I think we can get him through one outing. Sort of like one of those shaky pictures, you're like, man, I just hope he can get us a couple outs tonight. I think he can get us through at least one evening together to where we can actually have a good time. Now, it'd be hard to balance that out, because if he was to get angry and mad enough, he might, you know, bug somebody's car and start tracking them to their house, staring out, you know, looking at them through the window like Jason from Friday the 13th, without the boombox in his hand, no music, just staring at them like the biggest creeper you can possibly find, straight lunatic style. And I'm telling you, man, he had that look in his face on that podcast. You saw the look. And he has that look in his eye, like when he's gazing and stuff, like, you know what, I might snap at any moment. Very loose cannon type. I've never seen a person who looks like him. And man, this is true. All judgment. Feel free to judge me on this, but these types of guys very rarely stay composed. You know, I still kind of find it funny that this man was out here saying that he stalked her at work after he said he did stalk her at work. He said, I only did it one time. Well, that's still doing it. And I guarantee you it wasn't one time. Do you really believe that he only did it one time? That he really was only after his chick once? He's also one of those guys who strikes me as those individuals, and I'm talking about Aaron the Ninja Turtle, by the way, who would literally always have his arguments out there on speakerphone. I guarantee you all the people that he was out there plumbing with, they knew all his work drama or his home place drama. They knew about it, because he's one of those individuals out there literally talking, and you can hear the whole argument right there next to you. Now, you know these guys was making people nervous on site that he was working at, because once you get to see one, like, I hate to say it, like when you see one of us big black dudes just out here screaming, yelling into their phone, yelling at their baby mama or some other chick that they see on the phone, people get concerned. They start wondering, what's the safety of that person at home? Are they going to be okay? Where is he really going on lunch break? Hey man, where are you going? Yeah, I'm just going out. I wonder where you're really going. Because you're starting to look kind of dangerous, homie. Oh, is that stereotyping? But just saying, you might be looking and sounding a little crazy. I mean, it is a little bit dangerous to see a man that's the size of a Vander Holyfield out there swinging a pipe around like he's Rick Grimes, looking like he's ready to go bash that chick's skull in as soon as she gets off break, or as soon as she checks out from work and is walking through that parking lot. You pray to God that she can make it through the parking lot at night. That's why she had people walking her to a car at night. Listen, I work at a place, people get escorted to their cars all the time because, quite frankly, it's a little shady at night in most of these inner cities. Just saying, you don't want to walk outside alone as a woman. That ain't safe. Sorry. Lastly, last point I'm trying to make here. You guys are the same people who simply do not believe men and women can be friends. Y'all are the ones who are walking around here saying it's impossible for them to be friends because somebody's clearly going to want something out of the other one. And that may be true, but that's where maturity actually stands in. It's like, you know what? I'm going to think of the greater good for this relationship. Either I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to clap these cheeks and fail, ruin the friendship, or I'm going to keep this person around. Maybe I will actually learn something from this individual. Maybe this person can help me find somebody else. Maybe they'll introduce me to another group of women that I can interact with. Maybe even become very lovable with. Maybe one of them might find me attractive. Cool. Whatever it is. But instead you get so fixated on the first thing that you see that you don't see the forest for the trees. You're just lost in the weeds. You gotta trim them. You gotta get up out of there. Just like those bushes that y'all want all trimmed up and smooth. Y'all need to go ahead and trim your way up out of the weeds so y'all can actually see what's going on out there in the real world. Y'all the ones who keep perpetuating all this crazy stuff, man. It's not healthy. It's not helping you guys, and y'all need to do something about it. You have no friends. You have no social skills. You need to go out and get a hobby. You know what I mean? My thing is, as they say, go out there and touch grass. Stop listening to all these people talking about touching grass. None of those people done seen the light of day. Half of them turning pale as I am in their freaking living room because they ain't going outside because they're too busy making YouTube videos and getting y'all with some clickbait and some crazy topics over here, getting y'all to hate women even more. So just stop listening to those people. But yes, it's important to go outside, but it's also important to have, you know what? Somebody as a friend of the opposite sex. Maybe they can give you opinions on how to dress, how to approach women or men, if that's what you're into. Just, you know, they can help you out in ways that you never thought of. What kind of fragrances do women like? What should I wear to appeal to them more? What are subjects I should talk to them about? Why don't you think about things like that? Have you thought about taking dating advice from a woman? Wouldn't most of them know? Yes, it's pretty obvious to listen to the ones that are clearly crazy and the ones that have ridiculous standards. Once their list gets to about 50 items long, guess what? You probably should stop listening to them after about 8 because those people can never be happy or pleased because they're basically popping the same ridiculous pills that y'all are on the internet as the men. So don't listen to them. Helping men. I just want to know how you think you're helping men by making them hate women. Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, your guys who are in your comments, whether it's your intention or not, do not like women. I'm sorry. They don't like titties. Please get them titties up out of their face. The last thing they want is for you to motorboat them because, quite frankly, they're going to cut them titties straight off. It is going to be a scary sight to see because they're going to, react crazily when they see them. That's what you're doing. You're convincing these young men that an inanimate object is going to be their best friend in the future. They're going to be out there screaming, Jergens! Just like Tom Hanks was out there screaming, Wilson! It's going to be the same thing as Castaway. Whenever that bottle of lotion goes dry and goes empty, they will cry. You know, the reason why this is frustrating is because there are way too many people who are really starting to adopt these crazy radical ideologies. This gender war that is supposedly out here in these streets, if you are in a relationship, hold on to it. If you are happy, hold it. Hold on to it carefully. Like if you're about to drop your baby up off the cliff, literally hold on to that thing as if your life depended on it. Because I'm telling you, you don't want to be out here in these streets. It is a tough place because most of us that are out here in these streets, all of us were pretty stuck on the internet. Online dating is a very big thing. It's just what it is now. It's hard to meet people in public because, quite frankly, there is a whole lot of Me Too and men that are scared to approach women because people just don't always act and react the right way that you would like. Or some people take advances a little bit differently, though I think some people just don't know how to really talk to individuals. The thing is, people fall into these crazy dark spaces on the internet where they're listening to people who are perpetuating their own dark thoughts about how negative the world is, when quite frankly, they need to listen to some more positive people. But there's not enough positive people, and positive videos just don't get enough feedback, or they don't get enough push sometimes. Everything feeds off the negativity because a lot of people dive into it. They love it. They love to hate. We all love to see a plane crash, and we all love to see somebody at the top of the mountain fall right off and splat all over the road. For whatever reason, we love a horrible, horrible scene, but we don't want to ever live it, but we're living it each and every day. And that's what the crazy part is. Many of us who are single out here, we struggling. And for whatever reason, we keep believing these idiots out here on the internet who are just talking crazy, full buffoonery, don't have experiences. Like the guy who's leading the MT army hasn't been in a relationship for 20 years. Do you think he's going to actually teach you how to get into one anytime soon? No, he's not going to teach you how to get into a relationship. I'm sorry. Because you know why? He don't know how. He doesn't know how. I mean, my thing is, apparently he didn't sleep with Monaco or Melanie King. That name slipped me for just a moment, but I don't know how I don't know how you get both them women over your place. Thurston literally got water and foaming out of the mouth to just be around you, and they are some sexy women. Even though Melanie King's a little bit older, still just dust it off, man. I mean, I don't know why you would pass that up. If you did, it does make me start thinking a little bit differently about you. Like, is there something else going on? Are you running around with one of these? Because if you are, then I mean, I get the hesitancy, but I just got this feeling that might not be the case. I just think you're so scarred. Something has happened to you so bad deep down that you can't get over this personal trauma. Like those stories I've been talking about. It's one of those is real, and it's still digging in there deep. Like somebody's got the knife in you, and they just keep like pulling it in, pulling it out. I mean, they're just going in slowly, and they won't just yank out the whole, umbilical cord. They won't give the snip. They just keep tugging. Man, I don't know, man. Do you guys need help? Y'all need help. Hell, this saga has been crazier than anything I've been talking about with Fresh and Fit. I mean, this has turned into a whole trilogy. So, which actually my last trilogy on Fresh and Fit was pretty good. You can watch those videos, snap to this. But like, share, and subscribe to this channel once again, if I haven't stated that at this point. I don't know how I'm going to edit this video, but it's going to be all over the place. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's just nuts, man. But I know this video is drug on way too long. I didn't want this to last anywhere near as long as it is. I know I've been tooting my own horn on this video, but just saying, I was right.